Guys, how you doing today? I have another spider plant here that I need to get repotted desperately, very desperately. She's needed repotted now for, geez, about a month or so. But you can see all of her roots are coming out of the bottom of the pot. I am constantly having to water her every 2 or 3 days. She's just not doing good. I know all of her soil is gone. You can see even the babies look really droopy. She's got a few babies. I've taken a lot off of her. And then I also have some cuttings that I want to put back in her, in with her, that were babies she made. She just doesn't have enough pot. So we are going to get her in a big pot. I'm just kind of cleaning up some of the dead, wilty junk. Whoops, there, I pulled out a good leaf. But I'm going to get my tray and get this hanger off of her, and we will get her into a bigger pot. Okay guys, I got the hanger off of her and I got my tray out. I'm just going to, now I just watered her yesterday morning because I was actually going to do this yesterday and then I never did. Well, actually, she's not as bad as I thought she was, but she is very, very root bound. So I'm just going to knock off a little bit of the soil. I'm seeing some more dead leaves. I'm going to get that off of there. But I'm going to leave as much of the soil on as I can. I'm just kind of poking my fingers around, getting some air down in there. See, look at that. I just watered her, and look how dry she is. So, I'm just knocking off some, and, well, I lost that. That come out of the soil. So what I'm going to do is, I got her a bigger pot. I'm going to put her in this here pot. You can see how much bigger, well, actually it's not a whole lot bigger, but it's a little bit deeper and a little bit wider. So I'm just going to, all I'm going to do is bring her, lift her up, bring her over here, and set her down in. Well, I need a little bit more soil. That's a little too low. Gotta dump some more soil in here. And this, you want your spider plants to be in a nice airy soil. Because you want these plants to dry all the way down before you water them again. Now that's too high. Oh! Let's see if I can do this. And then as far as food, she seems to really like the worm castings, so that's what I give her. There. That's better. Okay, let me get rid of this tray of junk here. And then I'm going to start, I want to get, she's leaning over, there's a leaf. She was outside this summer, so I got a couple of yellow old branches from where the babies were. I'm going to go ahead and cut those off. Clean her up. There's another one. Snip that off. And when she was outside, she got a little bit too much sun. That's why she looks kind of pale. And she still has not quite recuperated from that. But I want to start, get her straight here. I want to start in the middle. I want to put some soil in the middle because I want to, this is kind of droopy. So I want to just try to kind of get her up more without getting it up on the crown of the plant. I'm just going to start filling in her sides. Now this is the variegated spider plant, but when I bought it, the lady was selling it as the Hawaiian variegated. I need to get some more soil. And I'm just going to dump it. Because I've had a couple of comments about how wide the leaves are. So I believe that's probably why, is that it is the Hawaiian one. I mean, you can even tell she needed to be repotted because all the baby cuttings that I put in with her that were from, well, her, they're suffering. I mean, they look wilty, and I just have not kept up with the watering like I should have with her. I kept saying, oh, I'm going to repot her, I'm going to repot her, and then something else would happen, and I wasn't able to get her repotted when I wanted to. So, but she'll be alright. Spider plants are pretty tough, and as long as you don't continually keep overwatering them or continually letting them get way too dry, because I normally do not, I don't let my plants wilt before I water them. That is just way too much stress on a plant to continually let it keep wilting and trying to bring itself back up. It's using a lot of energy to recuperate itself. I'm going to cut that leaf off because it's really pale, and see how wilty the babies are? They just weren't getting enough she wasn't able to get enough water. So this will help a lot. And then I have a couple of cuttings that I accidentally knocked off of her. So I want to get those in the pot with her. I'm just kind of cleaning up. The babies have a couple of dead leaves on them that I want to get off. And then my cuttings for her, which once again I've let them go way too long. Oh, I got this one I want to stick in too. This one fell out. But see how wilty that baby is? And she's got, look at the roots. She's got a nice root system on her, so I just couldn't keep up with the watering with this plant because it was so root bound. And yes, some spider plants like to get root bound, but that was way over too root bound. And these are the babies. And look at the roots. My God, there are so many roots on here. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get them apart. I don't want to rip them. I was going to give these to my daughter, but she just doesn't have enough light in her house to grow a spider plant. So, especially the variegated one, they need a little more light than, say, the green ones. Okay, I'm just getting off some brown leaves. Look at the roots on that. I think I'm going to put these three together right here in this area. And just kind of make them, making a little hole. And some soil down in there. Oh, I forgot to take off these brown tips. I just pinch mine off. And then this one, I'm going to clean up, do the same. And then pinch these brown tips off. I think I'm going to put this little baby, oh, she needs to be cleaned up. And I'm just going to poke her in right here, a little empty spot. And then this one, let's see, I want to stand her up a little bit here. I think I'll put the other one right in here, in the middle over here. If I can get she needs some space filled up right there. So I'm just going to put her down in this little hole that I made. Stick that baby down in there. Get some more soil around her. There, that'll fill that plant up nicely. It'll probably take her a couple of weeks to kind of recuperate from me neglecting her, because that's exactly what it's been, neglect. Alright, I'm going to get my tray and get her watered in really, really thoroughly. Okay, I'm just going to go around. I want to make sure I hit all those babies that I just put in. And I know I'm going to need more water. I'm going to let her soak. I'm going to let her sit on this tray and soak up probably overnight, and then, or at least until tonight, and then I will get a hanger back on her and hang her back up where I had her. Hopefully with a bigger pot she will fit back in my space, but she should. So that is it, guys. Nice airy soil, super bright light, no sun. She can have like a little bit of sun coming in on her, but not, you know, for long periods of time, but super bright light. And now once I get her watered in and I soak her good, because she has been so neglected and needed planted for so long, I'm going to let her sit in this tray of water for a while until this evening. So, you know, 2, 3, 4 hours. And then I'll take her out, let her drain. And then I will hang her back up. So I'm giving her some more water. I had to go get some more water. And like I said, I'm making sure all them babies that I just put in are soaked good. And I want to wait till I see water coming out on my tray. And here it comes. You guys see the water coming out? It's not pouring out, but it's coming out. I'm going to see how much of it comes out. Now normally I wouldn't let, you know, a plant sit in the water too long, but being that she was so dry and so root bound and so neglected, I am going to let this plant soak up all of the water that she needs in a few hours. I'm going to give her some more, because I really want to make sure that the soil is saturated. I want her to perk up and get back to normal. Okay, I think that's good. So that is it, guys. Super bright light. And, oops. Don't water them until they are thoroughly dry. Wait until your pot is really, really light. And try not to let your plants droop and wilt before you water them, because it causes a lot of stress on the plant. And this plant has been under a lot of stress for a while because it needed to be repotted, and it's my own fault. But when you make them wilt down like that until you see, you know, they're telling you they need water, that's not good for your plant. You can tell when your plant needs watered by just picking it up, and if it's really light, you'll get to know each one of your plant pots and what they feel like when they've been watered and what they feel like when they're dry. I mean, you can tell when you pick up a dry pot. So, or I know a lot of you guys use the water meters too, and that's great. So, you know, you can check it. But just get them watered before they start wilting and drooping. Of course, the spider plant always is droopy. That's part of her character that I love. But, alright guys, I will talk to you later, and you have a great day. Bye. Peace.